Ahmad, I meant. Ishtiaq Ahmad, who do you suspect to be behind this attack?
Well, I think there are all fingerprints and hallmarks of Al-Qaeda because one has to see that not just in Islamabad, in several other major cities of Pakistan, including the settled areas and primarily the tribal belt, this region has seen a spate of suicide bombings in the last 1 year or more than that. And in recent months, what we have seen is that all of this has become quite systematic affair. We had the former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto assassinated in December. There was an attack on her convoy in Karachi in October. There were a couple of attacks in Lahore, one against the Federal Investigation Agency office and another one at the Naval School. And you see a clear-cut pattern, and one can draw so many similarities in these attacks.
But
as far as the Taliban...
Yeah, but Mr. Ishtiaq, that doesn't mean that it's the Taliban or Al-Qaeda. It may mean that the root cause is one and the same. But tell me, rather than addressing the root causes of the problem, the violence, and looking for a perpetrator, it seems that these days blaming Al-Qaeda and Taliban has become a shortcut and a useful expedient. And right now that President Zardari is going to go and visit the United States, this is going to give him leverage, isn't it? He's going to say to the United States, well, you've been carrying out these incursions, we don't mind so much anymore if you carry on.
You see, one can come up with so many justifications and reasons. The fact of the matter is that these attacks are occurring, and there are rational events, there are actual events that have taken place prior to these gigantic event in the capital city of Pakistan. And there are so many conspiracy theories. There is always this tendency of buck passing. But the point is that the actual war or insurgency is going on in the tribal areas of Pakistan. More than 100,000 troops are deployed there apart from the paramilitary forces. And there is a rational historical backdrop to the things that we are seeing in Islamabad or Karachi or Peshawar or Lahore these days. So one cannot, and the fact remains that the way Al-Qaeda operates is exactly this, because there is always a systematic planning, and we should also try to understand that in the last over 1 year or so, Pakistan especially, and the region in general, has seen some kind of a chaotic and anarchic political and security environment. And this is exactly the situation which any terror organization would like to capitalize upon. So the fingers one can point out at the enemies of Pakistan inside or outside, but somehow as long as the Al-Qaeda leadership survives, and there is local support to it, so there would always be a probability of any organization or any network that systematically plans and adopts a carefully calibrated strategy. And even otherwise, I can give you a news. The Marriott hotel, it was not the only local people around there. There was a couple of floors, I am told, were being manned by the Americans. So anybody who has attacked this place has a clear-cut idea as to what the actual target is.
I believe that Pakistan, so far as the security organization Ishtiaq Ahmad is concerned, is out of control, and that there are forces within the infrastructure of Pakistan who are working against each other. There are people who want to down other people, and so therefore they are not paying attention in the ways that they want for political expedience. Who are those people, Ishtiaq Ahmad?
You see, I agree with you because the day this bombing has occurred, as you know, it was quite a historic moment in Pakistan's history, where perhaps after years we had a president addressing a joint sitting of the parliament. And obviously the place where this hotel is located, even otherwise it is a central place for socialization for the people of this city. The place where this hotel is situated is very close to the centers of power in Pakistan, whether it is the Supreme Court or the National Assembly or the Prime Minister House or the Prime Minister's Secretariat, and even for that matter the presidency of Pakistan. So this was a high security zone, and especially given the occasion of the joint parliamentary session, I don't think that a mini truck like this could move freely on these main roads. There were so many security pickets. So there are some questions which are still unanswered, and whether there was some kind of a internal factor responsible for the security lapse, or the security lapse took place because it was not possible to control such vehicles plying on roads in the federal capital, because there are a lot of buildings being constructed in the area, and this mini truck basically had building material, and whatever explosives were hidden beneath that. So there are a number of questions which remain to be unanswered. And also we should not forget that just a few weeks ago there was a shooting attempt on the Prime Minister's convoy. Although the Prime Minister was not in his car, the vehicles were just going to the Islamabad airport to pick him up from there. So in such a situation, and especially on a day when the President addressed the joint sitting of the Parliament and there was a security cordon off of the area, one really does not understand as to why such a security lapse can take place.
Now, Ishtiaq Ahmad, things have changed forever, haven't they now? The scenario is utterly changed, because never before has there been a bomb of such magnitude right at the heart of power in Pakistan. It's never been struck at in this same way. Tell me, what's been the response from General Kayani? What's been the response from the Pakistan military? What are they doing to actually address the threat from militants?
Well, today we have this announcement basically from the advisor of the Interior Ministry, who is an emerging counter-terrorism czar in Pakistan, Mr. Rahman Malik, that additional troops are going to be sent to the tribal areas. And the army chief has also spoken at an army gathering, and he has condemned the tragedy and this horrific act by the terrorists. So I think increasingly what we have seen is, although the shift from semi-democracy or a dictatorial era to civilian-led democratic regime has taken place effectively in Pakistan this year, we have the Prime Minister and the President from a populist party, Pakistan People's Party, and which has really liberal allies as partners in the coalition government. But what we are seeing is that there is unanimity of view insofar as the threat from religiously inspired extremists and their terrorist manifestation is concerned.
Thank you. Final comment from Ishtiaq Ahmad. Ishtiaq Ahmad, the situation now in Pakistan is grave, isn't it? How many more attacks like the one on the Marriott Hotel in Islamabad can the country endure before enough of an excuse exists for the army to intervene, or for the whole situation to devolve into some kind of bloody civil war inside the country?
Well, the army's intervention in politics is no solution to counter-terrorism. I couldn't agree more with Majid Khan that this government, even if it is a civilian one, it does not have a plan at all. There is all talk and abstractions always being articulated by the leadership. As far as action on the ground is, it is really pathetic. We have the army operation going on. It has picked up momentum in Swat Valley and the Waziristan region and other areas of the tribal belt of Pakistan. But what you need simultaneously is a comprehensive counter-terrorism strategy, which includes obviously the security measures, the heightened security arrangements, breaking the cells of terrorists,